Stop. Take her off. Take her off.
Hi.
Hi everyone, I'm Wah.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu-Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docu-sweeties.
Yes, but through our own lens.
Docu-series.
Which can be, I was going to say, oh God, you like the way I did it before. Like, which is peppery in the morning and salty at night.
No, creamy at night.
No.
It was creamy at night.
Yeah, it's peppery in the morning and salty in the day and creamy at night and sweet at midnight. I don't know, honey.
Hopefully mildly sweet.
I know. Can we do it again?
Absolutely. Hey everyone, I'm Wah.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu-Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docu-series.
Yes, but through our own lens, which, it can be all the things, honey, but at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet.
Yay! So today we're talking 90 Day Fiancé Season 10, Episode 8. Do you take one another? So this episode, what really happened? I mean, the only thing I can really remember is the fact that Maya, Igor's mother, and Nikki look a lot alike. They have the same style, honey. Like,
yes, that is true. Also, that the opening of them is also funny with like him talking about cows fucking. But let's pick up with Rob and Sophie though. So Rob and Sophie, she had finally gotten herself out of his hellhole and into the Airbnb she deserves because she's a very rich Londoner. And she's been so happy to be in this. She's moved out, as she says. She keeps saying how she's moved out to this Airbnb that she's been in for like literally one night, where he has texted her and has now come over and barely does anything to talk her into forgiving him. And she does. And then he's like, oh, good. Do you want to get out of here? And my first thought was, no, she does not. No, I'm in my mind. I'm like, I mean, listen. No, it cannot be true. It can't be like, it has to be a producer thing. So in my mind, I'm like, how long did you rent this house for? Because if you rent it for the weekend, I'd be like, no, I'm not going back to your hellhole. I'm going to stay in this, what looks like nice enough kind of like West LA apartment. Like,
yeah.
He lives in what seems like Inglewood, but she lives from what it looks like below Third, like around Blackburn area and like that area of like West Hollywood. I don't know. So basically she leaves and then he takes her to what is at least arguably a bridge Airbnb.
Yeah. Which she refers to as a rental.
A coastal rental.
And then she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna forget it, Rob, but what I'm saying is I don't need anything to be like super expensive or whatnot. I just need it to be, I want to treat me right and be, just romantic. And I've had an emotional migraine all day. And I hate when people say that things are migraines because I have actual migraines. And at this point in my life, I've had migraines since I've been 19 years old. And when people have a migraine and it isn't a fucking migraine, I'm offended. You don't know what a migraine is. Don't say it's a migraine because it's not.
Yes.
Migraines last 3 days. Okay. Migraines are headaches that make you go the wrong way on a subway train when you've taken it 1,000 times in your lifetime. It makes you go the wrong way on a freeway when you live there all your life. That's what a migraine makes you do. Or you can't leave your room. You can't leave a dark space. You can't hear loud sounds. So like, shut up. Anyways, she's like, I forgive Rob because he didn't actually cheat on me in like real life. He didn't do something like that to me. He just like, it really hurt my feelings. And so I want to go back with Rob. And so
listen, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Well, Mom, I had to come out here because it's different change of scenery. And not saying that I can't have a conversation with you in front of Rob, but just like, I didn't want him overhearing you because, the the truth is that sometimes me and my mom and Rob don't get along. I'd be, the time that he came to London, she was picking on me and Rob was trying to defend me. And then sometimes that like Rob was being rude to me. And so my mom was trying to defend me. So it's like, they don't really get along, but like, they're both trying to defend me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I know that like her mom, when the cameras like aren't on her, and barely they're on her now and she's already crazy, probably is like banana ramas with her. Like she gives kind of like a version of wants to be a cool mom, but like someone who also drinks, and just like gets loud and like crazy. There's like an element of her that like is sort of like that or whatever. But yeah, I mean, this is a nice Airbnb that Rob has set up. And, she's like, I don't want Rob to always think that he has to spend money on me to make sure that it's romantic. It's just, I can do whatever. He used to be so nice to me. He would just tell me all things all the time. He would give me poems about how Cupid stolen his heart. I found it so romantic, whatever. And it's like, I will be honest, it does suck when you are dating someone early on and they are giving you like they're love bombing you and or giving you like as much shit as you want, and then they've changed. Now that is usually a sign that they have a lot of issues within themselves that they have to work on. And me and you, us normal people, we have eyes and we know that Rob and is a knob and that her mom is right about that, and her mom is not right about other things, and that's why Sophie can't take her word. But like Rob is not the guy for her. Sophie's too young to know. And Sophie is going through a literal, like, I think identity crisis of trying to find out who she is, what she wants,
What skin color she wants to
all of
be.
it.
Yeah. Watching her and hearing her say some of the things that she says just really lets me know that she's young and she doesn't understand that accepting his little bit of nothing is not something that she has to do. When she finds somebody who's really into her, that person will do those things without having to be prompted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, period. And you shouldn't accept somebody who just doesn't know what romantic is. Like, you'll just want to do those things. And if you don't, then you should find someone who doesn't want that. You should find someone who's okay with whatever it is that you're willing to offer, and you guys will be fine together.
Yeah. I agree. And Rob does his best of giving his apology, of just trying to accept as much as he can. Be like, I know it was wrong. I know it was wrong. I know that it was like cheating. Like I wouldn't want that either. He's done a 180 at least of attempting to be like it's not cheating, because even though it's technically not physically cheating, no, I mean, it depends on your openness of your relationship with someone. But let me ask you, if you are in a let's say you're in a relationship that like is like, if we want to be open, we would talk about it. But no, but okay. So if we wanted, but you're not, but that's just like
but we're not open.
But or not open.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically you find has been sending videos of him masturbating and all like pictures and videos to a specific person or woman, who's sending them back to him specifically. And it's his dick and it's like her vagina and it's like a back and forth thing. What would you do? And how
I would be
feel?
extremely hurt.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that I would think, I mean, I guess if I was vanilla, I would think that it was cheating for sure. But she acknowledged that it was happening during a time when they were taking a break or weren't together or like whatever, because they've been talking for 3 years. But it wasn't a physical cheating. It was just something that really hurt her feelings. And the fact that he kept those videos or he kept that app or something just made it something that felt like he could still had access to and could use. And it's a little bit more than porn. See, because pornography is something that I never would be upset about, right? It's a fantasy. You could watch it to get off, like whatever. If I wasn't available, or even if I was available, like whatever.
Oh yeah.
To me,
like if he just had a random person's video,
yeah,
you mean?
But there are people in my life, friends that I knew when I was in college, who would find that if their partner watched porn, they felt that that was some form of cheating, that they would be very disgusted if their partners watched porn. Yeah, no, I had friends who were like that. So I never thought that was wrong. And I think that if if my partner paid money for videos of someone, I would be pissed because I'm like, you could spend $30 on flowers for me, not fucking to get off, you know? So I would be annoyed by that because you could be spend money on me, not spend money on giving for this other person's coffers. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but I
Like,
thought you were to say you could spend $30 on flowers for me, and I will send you a pussy video. I thought you were gonna, I thought you were gonna be like mad, like, excuse me, I'm right here. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
or
Like, you want
that
a
you're
video?
right.
How
Fuck the
close?
flowers. I will send you a video of me. Right? No,
How
you're
close do
right.
you want it?
Yeah, give me
What
video,
angle?
give me money. Thank you. You're
And
right.
also,
No, the
can they
same
be
thing too.
like Casablanca star, like lilies? I like the stargazers or lilies. I like them to be scented,
I
or like
want both.
fuchsias.
I
Yeah.
send me the flowers and also I'll send you this video. Give me the money. Whatever. But like what she's talking about, if they were on some kind of break and this happened and he kept the videos, I would feel some kind of way. But I don't know that I would be as upset if she was, but it's because I'm an adult, right? She's still living in some fantasy where she thinks that getting married at 23 makes any kind of sense outside of Kansas, Missouri, fucking Texas, Kentucky, somewhere, somewhere where I currently live, right? It doesn't make any sense to get married at 23, in my personal opinion. And for those of you out there who have gotten married at 23, no shade on you at all. If you did it and you're happy, God bless you. But she's still in this place, right? And she'll eventually like snap out of it once she realizes that she's a woman of the world. She's an influencer who has all the opportunities and options available to her. Especially that she doesn't want to have kids, and at least not right now. She doesn't need it, so she doesn't need this,
No, she has to go to talk to Brittany about that. Have them both chill down. Brittany and Karak, and live in her lockup.
So he rents this beach house because he knows that she likes this. But like, you shouldn't have this reaction because you did something you weren't supposed to do. This should have been something that he did when she first got here as a welcome to America. I can't afford this for very long, but hey, I wanted to show you that this is something that I aspire to and something I aspire to give you. And I want you to be comfortable for your first week. And then after that, we got to go to my space where I don't have. I mean, he takes her back to the Roach Motel. Like, that's forever where that space will be. Like, how can you feel comfortable showing the cameras that you put out roach motels in order to stop, roaches? No, roaches are not appropriate, Chris.
They're
Never.
Never.
You're right. It happens. I get it. I lived in New York City. I know about a roach or two. But no.
Have you lived in New York City ever? What?
Mm-hmm. Did my apartment have roaches? Yes. Was it my fault? No.
Yes.
Because guess what?
I'm just kidding. It's not your fault. Of course not. Oh, it's not. I didn't know you were going to say it. You're so clean. I know. She won't even put it.
I'm going to go get my crochet. I'm going to go get my crocheting. I'll be back.
Okay. So basically, Rob then goes, look, keep working with me. Keep loving me. And I'll do my best to do these things for you. And it's like, just look, stay with me. Let me do me. I'm going to do me, which is send a lot of dicks all over the place. And pay for promo on IG. So show off these hazel peepers and get more followers, honey. That's Rob doing Rob. So we're going to move on. Okay. I want to get someone. Let's move on to Gino and Jasmine. Gino and Jasmine, honey. It's 83 days to wed. So he is on the ground and he's putting together drawers. He's like, I went to college, so I know how to put drawers together. So I did it. He's this is hot off of Jasmine having like gone through the house to clean, and like after the lip gloss thing where she had already asked to like, have a ticket for Panama. She found things from his
Panama.
You're right. She found things from his birthday, from his 40th birthday, like keepsakes that she just tore right up in front of him. So this is hot on the tail of that, where now he's putting together drawers for her, and he
It's a
thinks,
step for Coco.
yeah,
It's a step so Coco can get into the bed.
Yeah. She, however, has been getting her nails done, and she has now learned out another piece of information. And the other new piece of information that's not at all scripted by the producers while showing off her crochet on Patreon is that not nary one day before Jasmine stepped foot onto the purple mountain majesty, red, white, and blue soil of America, he had his bachelor party and went to a strip house and like had bongoed, like
A strip house. That's what we're calling it now, strip house. Forever hence be known, strip house.
Oh no, strip club, a strip house. You're right, stripper club, strips club.
No, stripper club. Forever hence be known.
What do you call it, Wa?
A strip club.
Strip club. Yeah. Wa knows. So she comes home, hi, and she's like, what do you want to tell me? You want to do it? What do you want to do? One Gino or which one?
I'll do Gino.
Okay. Excuse me, Gino.
Hi, Dad.
I learned something today while getting my nails done.
Oh, did you?
Do you want to tell me something about the day before I came here, Gino?
Jasmine, you sound like you're from New York. Yeah, but also no, Jasmine. The day before you got here, Jasmine,
Is there something you want to tell me?
No,
Not about my accent, but about the things I am talking about.
the nothing happened the day before you got here, Jasmine. I was preparing for you to come here. Are you saying that
Did you have a bachelor party, Gino?
I did, and it's normal for everybody in America to have a bachelor party.
It's not that you had one, Gino, it's that you didn't tell me. I always have to find out shitty things you did to me through other people without you telling me.
Well, I didn't tell you because I knew you'd be upset, Jasmine, and I didn't want to make you upset before you came to America. And you know, it's really crazy that you're yelling at me, Jasmine. This isn't, you need to go get some help, Jasmine, because you need some help. I'm telling you right now. The way you're overreacting and the way out of control. I can't marry you. That's what I think.
I can't marry you.
This is crazy. You're out of control, man.
You
know what? You can just go back to Panama then. If that's what you want to do, you can go back to Panama because I'm just here crocheting and trying to make a step for Coco, and you're just trying to make my life hard, and I don't want to do with that. I took you to the thrift store to get you pillows and everything. Jasmine, it's too much. Scene.
Here's the thing. It really was a roller coaster for me of different lands that I went through.
It is the same scene over and over again. How many times?
Yeah. Except that he gets he gets stronger, everyone. We're like, now he's just like, well, then go. I don't want to marry you either. You're crazy. Like, he used to not be like that. He used to just be like, I'm going to stop talking, or I'm just going to like turn around and walk. What?
But in my way. My loneliness is kid. I'm singing.
I know. I couldn't hear you.
I'm adding the soundtrack to your Gino song.
Oh, okay. Well, you literally get so mad every time I like make a peep when you're talking, so I thought you were talking. So I was like, what's happening?
Do I get mad every time you make a peep when I'm doing it?
Yes. If I make a noise too much while you're talking, you're like, oh, what are you saying? Like, as if people can't hear two things at one time. Yes.
Oh, you know what? Patreon audience, everyone out there in the world, those of you, the less than 2% in the Netherlands who are listening to us, I want to say that I heartily apologize to my dear friend Chris Farrer for getting upset when she speaks while I'm speaking. At this point, she said that Gino's getting stronger. So I was just trying to add a song of Britney Spears Stronger underneath her because she loves Britney Spears and also Gino's getting stronger. And so I thought it would add to her commentary. So
Now, she's right. I do love Britney Spears.
my loneliness won't killing me no more.
It's such a beautiful rendition of this. What is that?
Yeah, it's a pimple.
Oh, I thought it was like a crumb. I
Whoa.
thought it was a chip. I was like, "What is that? Can you get it away?" I'll tell you right now that Juan, like the songs that Juan knows of Britney's are so specific. Like, I can't imagine why she knows every word of "Stronger." Like, it's like a not
Here I
even like this.
go on my own now. I
Like,
don't
she
need
loves
nobody, not
Give Me More.
anybody.
You love Give Me More.
Yeah. And I'm
Or
not about it.
I
Yeah.
love, I love like Overprotected. I love Boys. Like.
Oh yeah, I don't know, boys.
Boys, sometimes a girl just needs one.
Oh yeah, I've
Boys,
heard of it. I don't know it though.
I love My Prerogative.
Yeah, that's Bobby Brown's song. So
I know, but she doesn't try to do it like him,
mm.
which is good because she knows she can't. She also has she even does a cover of Cher's "The Beat Goes On," and the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. Like she has all these covers. Like she has so many. Like this person has been making songs for 40 billion years. There's so many songs. Anyway, God
Did you
bless.
read the book yet?
Okay. I'm halfway through. Anyway, so anyway, we'll see what happens with them. Hopefully they'll get through this. Let's go to Devin and Nick.
Jihoon.
I know Juan never writes down his name, and so I always have to think about it. But it's that person. So this is great because we've now seen her in Korea, and it was fish out of water, and now we get to see him in Circe, which is also going to be fish out of water. They're getting there. Yes, go ahead.
Girl, he calls her Piggy in front of the whole family next episode.
I can't
This
believe it.
episode, who cares? He made a
Yeah.
great impression. He spoke well to the family.
That's the point. Yeah.
He did a great job. It was all good. And then he gets over there and gets fucking out of his mind. I'm sure she has told him a million times not to call her Piggy. And he fucking forgets that and calls her fucking in front of the entire family. Says Americans are fat and eats greasy food, and then grabs her belly and calls her Piggy in front of his. Wow.
This is This is now where I think this is like chubby chaser behavior or something like that, even though she's not chubby, like in the sense of you're right. He made it in the confessional known that he knew it was a cultural difference between what that word could mean and what he meant it as. And we just had to choose to believe him, because I'm not Korean. And I was like, well, whatever. And she seemed to be okay with it. However, he knows, I mean, like, and at the same time, we get mad at Americans for doing shit all the time, abroad where they don't know about the cultures and customs and something, and they've like put their foot in their mouth. And yeah, I just cannot on God's green earth truly believe that this man doesn't know after having that he should not call this woman fat or talk about her body in front of his family. They're not married. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not because it's not even about calling her fat, like, or piggy or what that means. I think that in most cultures, you don't talk about a woman's body in front of their family.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't do that in front of a Korean family either, I don't think. And so that's the part that's interesting as well, because he's like calling her Piggy and then grabbing her. Like that is what is like crazy.
It's sexual.
It's sexual. So it's like really interesting. It's just like such an interesting like fucking faux pas to have done, because he would not have done that in Korea at all.
You're right. They all loved him that he was like, they were like, oh, you're real. Like the mom was like, oh my God, you're a real person. That's what you look like. He's like, I know. That's what I'm thinking about you guys. You look like that.
And he's tan as fuck. Like he's like tan. Like this man is not even like Jihoon. He's not pale. You know what I mean? He's like, he looks like fuerte. Like, he hugs them. You know what I mean? He's not like awkward and like, oh, kamsahamnida. He's not like quiet.
Yeah. You're right. He's lived a life in Australia, and it's interesting though because he's lived abroad, but he still looks around. He's like, not a one, honey,
Not a
not
one.
a one, not one person that has an eye, honey, that looks anything like a me. Like there's not anyone here that's Asian at all. Everyone here is bone white with the roundest, or whatever, just like just.
Hmm. And they also look like, wasn't it also interesting though? Didn't they show like Tennessee? It looked, no, sorry, not Tennessee. Didn't they show, what is that? Not Memphis. What's the
Arkansas,
other? No, what's the other big city? Tennessee. I mean,
Mem-
Memphis,
Nashville.
Nashville. It felt like they showed Nashville. I was like,
Yes.
is this Nashville? The way what they showed or whatever. And so yeah, it was just very interesting.
A Michael Jackson impersonation
Yeah,
person
I
that
was
like
like,
on the boardwalk.
what? Yeah, it's very, very, very interesting what they showed. I was like, so, and I love that he clocked that. And she was like, oh, yeah. It's so interesting, though, sometimes how, like, white folks don't recognize that their area is very not diverse until a person of color comments that they're the only person of colors for miles around. And then they're like, oh, yeah. And she had that moment when he said that. And she was like, oh, yeah, there's no people of color. And then they're like, have to be hyper aware of how the person of color might feel to be the only in the area, So I think that was good for her to be made aware of. And I like that for her, because it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and I don't know if some folks feel it's uncomfortable when you're the only one, just from my experience.
I mean, yeah, no, I can only imagine. I was basically I was one of two brown people in my school, and I'm not brown. I'm barely brown. I'm kind of brown sometimes and tan in the summer, and then pale right now, so God
Yeah.
bless. Like,
You're incognito.
honey, come to Newport Beach, especially in the 90s,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So anyway, but here we are. So that's them. Yeah, you're right. Things happen next week. So let's move on. Justin and Nikki. So Justin and Nikki get picked up in the car, and we pick up on Justin being like, over there is where I first saw two cows fucking. And
Yeah.
Nikki's like, what? He's like,
Yes.
cows fucking, cows fucking.
We get it, Justin. We get
Nikki,
it. We didn't want to get it, but thank you for kindly describing that over and over again. She's
cows.
pissed. She's pissed, and he's trying to like fucking cows. Okay.
The first time I've seen cows fucking. Oh, okay, well, good, good. But I forgot. I know where I was when, um, Madonna's Vogue came out too. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but basically, we're going to go to his house and his parents' house, and he has a dog, honey, with a human
I
name, and I
mean,
love that.
I mean, Jessica Delilah. But here's the truth: Black people will do that with their dogs. They'll name their dogs like Montavious Jordan. Like they'll name their kids, they'll name their dogs those kinds of names. Like they'll do the same thing, except for they'll be like blackety black names. Like their name,
Yep.
those like I think like Tabitha Brown's dog's name is like Blackie. That's the dog's name. The dog is black, and the name is Blackie. But I'm sure the middle name is like Blackie Lamont. The Blackie Lamont, whatever. My dog was named Charlie Lino, and she didn't have a middle name.
Yeah. I wanted to name my dog Kathy. Basically, so this mom, honey, this mom has a lot of pictures, and she has all the pictures of
Would you
them from
call the
back in the
cat? Would
day.
you call the dog Cat? Hey,
Calf.
Kathy. Cat.
Calf. I wouldn't
Uh,
call my dog Cat. I'm
I
not
mean,
insane.
but you name it Kathy. That
Anyway,
doesn't make it
so
okay. Okay.
one thing about Nikki and the mom, besides the fact that they have a similar style, is that they also both love pictures. They've kept all the pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is actually really beautiful because Nikki's like, holy shit, like I know some things went down and like, what you think of me and like who I am and my like expression of my sexuality and my like gender is one thing, but quite another for you to know that you've kept all these, and there's like a special place in your heart for them. It makes me feel really, really good. And the mom is really lovely this whole time. Everything she says is like has a lot of space for like and warmth for and love for them,
Mhm.
like even when they try and sharp us, they try
Mhm.
and give us this moment of the mom being like, a mother doesn't remember, or sorry, a mother doesn't forget,
Does
mother
yeah, does.
always
Mhm.
remembers. And they want us to think that happens with like her talking about how Nikki told that Justin that she was trans, but
Mhm.
it's not. It's the mother being like, a mom remembers the good times we've had. These are
Yep.
the pictures. That's what that is. We're sharped again.
Yep. Yep, we are sharped again. And like also Nikki makes it seem like she was so different the last time that she was there, and I was like, "No, girl, you still look great the last time you were there too." You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
interesting how Nikki perceives herself.
Yes.
So interesting.
So, the mom still has like some issues, like she gets like, sad. Um, she gets up and cries,
Mhm.
which is sad.
Because she saw how upset Igor was. Or Justin Timberlake. How upset, Igor was when he came back with the failed marriage because of how devastated he was and how mentally upset he was for how the way Nikki, brought to light, the gender and situation. And I'm glad that it turned out the way that it did. And I wish to have a table the way that she set that table up. I wish that I could do that. I honestly was like looking for tea sets after watching that. I have a tea set right now in my in my cart for Amazon. I was like, "Oh, I want a tea set. I want to be able to like bring out a tea and saucer and a little pot and like you know,
How many pieces?
tell you how many pieces I have.
I just got a kettle from Costco. The Caraway.
Ooh.
Costco has a Caraway kettle on like it was $40 off. It was what a great deal.
How does
So,
how does Amazon know that I was searching for yarn? Maybe I searched for yarn.
you search
That's
for
all I have.
yarn.
Maybe that's all I have.
Yeah, so I wanted to also be like, what do you think of are they, she ever gonna like thank Nikki for that nose job for her son? Be like, oh, you know, thank you for that. Or I wonder if she notices. Wouldn't it be
17 pieces.
interesting? Do you like? Would it be it'd be crazy to have a nose job or like something with your face, and you see your parent every day, and then go home and have your parent not notice?
No, they would notice. They would have to take care of you.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go on?
Yeah. Oh, the mother
Okay.
blessed. The mother blessed them getting married. So it's obvious that this is before the 90 days. So the mother blessed Igor coming to the United States and them getting married, and thus announcing that this was a before the 90 days and not a 90-day fiance. So we have been sharped.
Give Wah money because Wah has been calling it and has been upset about the entire time, and she deserves uh
A
she
tea
deserves like
set. Compensation.
compensation. Yeah.
Compensation. I deserve a tea set. So you guys listen right now. I'm looking at a tea set that's on here for anywhere between $42 and $67. So if
How
you would
many
like to send me,
how many cups?
one has 4 cups, which is really all that I need. I
Can I
need
see
one
it?
that's 4 cups. I mean, it's a lot.
Let me see. I just
Okay.
want to see what your
I'll send
style is.
I'll send it to you afterwards.
Okay. Okay. So Manuel and
Manuel.
Ashley.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. You're right, Manuel and Ashley. The truth is that Ashley's friends are overstepping their boundaries
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Asking these fucking questions. I was eating my pancakes this morning. They're overstepping their fucking boundaries. It's no
Yeah.
reason for that friend to be asking Manuel these questions when Ashley fucking knew that he's the breadwinner in their household,
Mm-hmm.
and that if she has to send $300, well, oh well. I guess Rico Suave is not going to the vet, and I guess she's not buying extra candles, and I guess she's not getting extra coffee this fucking months. These months he's not working.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I also just think it's rude. Like, it's rude when people let people talk to you, other people. Okay, it's rude when people let other people that are not in the relationship directly communicate about the relationship to the person as they sit there. And we see this so much. We see this a lot with like guys, yeah, it's I feel like it happens a lot with guys where
Yep.
like a guy like okay, Violet and Riley and Riley's friend, like
Mm-hmm.
Riley had Riley's friend, I don't remember that girl's name,
Mm-hmm.
give it to Violet,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of shit that Riley should have, of course, handled by himself, right?
Yep. Yep.
Be- whatever he wanted. Whether she should have been on the dating app or whatever, she's lying, whatever it was. I don't even remember. It's the dumbest, but it's what made her not like him, and what us not respect him is that moment, because it doesn't make any sense to us. Like, why are you like that? Like, how can you be like that? But
Yeah,
here,
I would never have you do that. If we were in a reality show, Chris, I would never have a setup where it's like Chris is then now asking my intended. By the way, Guatemala Bay is like completely sending my voicemails to my calls the voicemail, like asking him, like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna pay the bills? Like, it's just really ignorant of
well, the
that to happen.
producers must be like, Chris, for this scene, please ask why Guatemalan Bay
Mm-hmm.
what he plans to do when he gets here. So I would
Mm-hmm.
have to be like, "Hey, so yeah, what are your plans are when you get here?" And then he'd be like, "What would he
And
say?
then
What?"
and then I would be like, oh, Chris, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, then I'd be like, "Wah, you're on a television show where they want us to talk about this, though, Wah, that you invited me on, and we have to talk about it." So
And I'd be like, okay, let's talk about something else. I'll feed you the question. Can you ask him what's the best thing about being in America so far?
yes, and then I'd
Thank you,
go,
Chris.
"What's the best thing about being in America so far, since you get to do everything for free, since Wah's paying for everything and you have no plan?" And then the producers would be like, "This bitch, she's coming back every episode. She knows how to make it creepy." Um, that's how you do it. So that is how you do it. So basically, yes, let's get to this. So we get this long, weird, convoluted story about how much she fucking loves coffee, that it's basically just to set up the fact that she spends a discernible amount of like income on what is frivolous items in his mind. You know what I'm saying? And we all know it's like the thing about like, oh, for your amount of your Starbucks budget, you can be doing this. Like, it's like the first thing is like, what our coffee budgets are and like what people do. Now, I'll be honest, coffee is expensive, and good coffee is even more expensive. Like, I know that I don't want to ever go to Starbucks. And so
Oh yeah, girl. I'm not going there either. I haven't been there.
no,
Yep.
absolutely not.
Stopped it. Done. Over it.
So, yeah. So I know what I have to do to circumvent that, which is pay a little more money to have like high quality coffee at my house, but which
It's
means
not
I
even a little
use,
more. It's cheaper. Nespresso is cheaper.
yeah, well, Nespresso is owned by Nestle, so I'm hoping that I don't know. You have to really think about what
God
everyone's,
darn it. Gotta check Nestle now. I've invested in this machine.
yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So, basically, okay. So moving on, talking about them. So he's like, she's very highly
Oh.
caffeinated, and then this part's Bananarama's crazy. So while yelling about the coffee, they're in the car, and she speakerphones her sister and is like, "Can you fucking believe it? Manuel keeps yelling about coffee," and sister's like, is he right there right now? And she's like, yes. And so now they have a fight about him right there, and it's horrible, dumb, horrible, and dumb. Wow.
You're
Oh,
right. It is horrible and dumb. But he can't understand. And like he's like, she knows I don't understand English. But I'm like, you know how many people do that in everywhere you go? You know how many people do that everywhere you go where they talk about it? So I was like, just ooh, my God. So why's calling me?
okay, you got it. You can put it on.
Hold on. No. Let me just text her. Yeah, you know how many people do that everywhere you go where they just talk about, things. So he needs to get over that. The fact is, it was rude for her to do that 100%. It was. Podcasting, call you back.
Yeah, you're right.
And so I feel bad for him, but at the same time, she needed to like get through her feelings. So I fucking get it, because the fact is he's going through a little depression. So he's pissed. Jesus. So he's did you hear that ding? So he's
Oh,
pissed
no.
off. Good. He's pissed off. He's pissed off about the fact that she is spending money on coffee. Because like, what does it matter how much coffee she drinks? You know? Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
you're absolutely right.
And he didn't even want to hold the mason jar. Obviously, it doesn't fit. What's his problem? So he's frustrated. He's having his feelings, and he doesn't want to admit what's going on, which I get it, because like a lot of the first world issues, such as therapy, and depression and missing your family and shit like that, he doesn't deal with. And so she's starting to realize now that they have really good sex, but nothing else.
Well, they also have fun banter. They also they have fun sex, and they like make fun of each other back and forth. They
Mhm.
he rags on her. He he like calls her out, but she's kind of too bossy for him. I don't like when she's like bossing him around to like hold her shit and stuff like that. It's weird,
I know you
like
don't like that, because you tell me all the time when I'm talking about my guy, you're like, just let him be a man. And I'm like, first of all, bitch, you don't really know him. So what do you mean let him be a man? That's what I think every time. And I go, okay, Chris. But that's what I think in my head. First of all, bitch, you don't know him. Secondly,
in these like specific imaginary times that we've had this conversation, you think
no,
this.
but you've said that to me twice, just to be specific. You're like, wow, just Wahima, just you never say Wahima. I just want to say it. Like, let's be honest with you. Never in my life. You called me Wahima twice.
Wahama, 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 Wahama,
Twice. No,
Wahama,
that's
Wahama,
now
Wahama,
8,
Wahama,
9,
Wahama. Okay, for the rest
10.
of the time, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
I appreciate it. But like you were like, just let him be a man. And I'm like, I'm letting him be a man, but like also I can't just stop being me. And I also
I'm not
apologize to him all the time for being bossy. And he tells me, you're not being bossy. And I go, thank you. Chris
okay. Like you
tells
might
me,
have commandeered this conversation a little bit because I don't want to say that I was having because I'm sorry, I don't want you to put words in my mouth, and I don't think that she was not
oh,
letting him be a
sorry.
man.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry, sorry,
sorry.
sorry, 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 sorry. I apologize. I
Okay,
apologize. I apologize.
I love you. No,
Sorry.
it's okay. I don't think that she was not having him not be a man because she kept making him carry things. It's just that she overwhelmingly, I feel like, is like, hold this God, just hold this. Like, and I feel like it's like she's just always kind of mad at him about things. And like I think that I think they do have some things they have to work out for sure. That's all I. But
Sorry. I apologize. Jean Marie, can
okay.
you cut that out? Can you cut out the part where I said that that Chris said that the whole part where I said that Chris was making Chris was said that I was being bossy to someone else. Can you just cut that all out? Thank you so much.
I wasn't. I was talking about
Us.
Ashley.
Yes. Just
Okay.
cut it all out. Sorry,
Okay.
I do apologize.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So Y says hi.
Yay. I love
She
her.
called me and I said, podcast, I'll call you back. And she said, don't hit ignore on me. And I said, she's like, oh, okay. Tell Chris I said hi.
Love her. It's great. So, okay. Can we get back into this, babe?
Yeah, we're still in it. Okay, so all right. We are now at the part where they meet the friends at the candle making factory, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They're gonna yes.
So not factory, but they go to candle making and they go to candle making and he doesn't quite know what's going on. So that's the first thing I thought. Is like, is she explaining everything to him? But I think what's happening is that they're cutting out the part where she's explaining what's going on. So he understands what's going on because she's doing a good job of explaining everything. But they keep cutting it out. And so at first I'm thinking, is he okay with this? Do you think that he's okay with this, Chris? Oh, you took it off. I don't know that he's okay with this. It feels like a bit of a frivolous thing because he's just, I don't know. It feels to me like he's already feels like everything that's happening in the United States is like dumb, especially because he's upset about the coffee. And so I feel like now, does he want to go on this activity of making a candle and creating the scent? But she tries to make it sexual to get him into it with the whipped cream.
Yeah, this is like he must hate every moment of this. He's like I think that they are so poorly matched except for like
Hmm.
a chemistry and a sex drive, but I think that this can't possibly work. And like this conversation that happens after the candle is really, really bad. And I think that like it obviously illuminates a cultural difference as well as she really wants him to be so understanding about the witch stuff, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but it's like exactly who she is and it's different, like and it's her entire personality and kind of her religion, maybe her occupation, like when he starts to talk about what he wants, which is to bring his family over here and have them live in the house, I'm like, so have you guys ever talked about that? Because you speak Spanish. This isn't, even though your other friends speak Spanish too, it's like this isn't like the first time you can talk because your one friend speaks also good Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like it's interesting. They don't seem, because they've known each other for a very long time, to have any sort of idea or vision of their future together that I feel like I can see together. Like where they're going to be, what he's going to do. Like I'm always surprised when people don't have like a little more of a plan, but they never do. Like some people do, but like Manuel doesn't, and Ashley hasn't asked him. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm not saying Manuel has to, but like that, it's for not having. It's like, but they've talked for years.
10. 10 years.
What's
Yeah.
Justin's plan when Justin gets to be a model, right? Like Nikki's like, you'll come here and be a model. I already have 1.5 million Instagram followers. You're just going to come here. You're hot. You'll just be like my boyfriend, husband will like have, appearances at clubs and stuff like that. That's what
Appearances at clubs.
I think Ashley is like, I want Manuel to be here. I'll have my hot man that makes me feel like sexy and I'm like can kind of boss around and kind of he'll like put me in my place and bicker with me. But I'll just he'll do whatever I want and then he'll never be like whatever he wants is like not important, like his family or what he like who his culture is and stuff. I don't know. But that's all I have to say about them.
Okay. We can move on
Clayton and Annalee.
to Clayton and Annalee. I don't know. I guess I kind of changed my idea of whether or not they were scammers, whether or not she was a scammer because her mother is sick. But now I'm like, okay, so maybe your mother and your father aren't together now, so maybe it makes sense. But at the same time, I'm like, still a scammer? Because I'm like, why aren't you're not attracted to him then? Because you're not having sex with him. Yeah. So they get out of kiddie pool because they have to bathe the guinea pigs, which I don't understand why they can't bathe the guinea pig in like sink. Why does
What if
the
it
big
like falls down? She like is like, oh no, she puts the garbage disposal on. She's like, oh no.
how big is that garbage disposal?
I don't know. It's big ass guinea pig though.
Those fat, they're overweight.
And again,
Like,
he's allergic to them, and so that's why he needs help doing them. And he is so obsessed with like really making sure that we understand that they have a whole fucking language within their breaths and sounds and snickers and smells and you know.
yeah. And she's like not into it. She's turned off by him in his natural habitat. She's not attracted to him in his natural habitat, which is why she's not having sex with him.
I think it smells in there.
Um,
It does smell in there.
okay, it does.
You know what really smells?
What?
The walk-in closet.
Yeah. Where's
And the
mom in this episode?
The walk-in closet?
What if she's with her boyfriend? Or what if she's in her
The bathroom?
storage closet, her storage
No, you're
unit?
right. Under the weight of those boxes.
No.
So basically, obviously, last episode we met Clayton's sister who like did not like Annalie. It was basically like, why are you here? And you're dumb, and it's super crazy that you haven't told your dad, and like you just want to be here for the visa. And now has turned a corner, and now like I was kind of like a bitch. I was like, I don't know why I'm so bitchy, but I was like, I'm like a bitch. So I have to like make it up to them when the make it up to them is going apple picking.
In Indiana with the drugs and the corn.
Maize and drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, isn't Indiana where Natalie Grace and the
Yes.
Barnetts lived?
Yes.
And Gary, Indiana is where Michael Jackson grew up. And Indiana is where Jared from Subway committed his crimes.
Is
I mean, I know
Indiana the Florida of the Midwest?
maybe. I know very little about Indiana, but those are the
Seems
things I know about it.
seems like you know a lot, babe. Seems like you know a lot. I
That's
don't
all
know.
well, I mean, we know about it. That you know those facts as well.
Now that you say them suchly, but I mean, I wouldn't recall them thusly. um, Ow. So you're right. I don't know. I wouldn't know that, but
No. What do you mean? Don't try to back out of those facts. You know those facts as well.
I know, but I just
You can't recall them on a dime.
yeah, no, but you can, and I'm so happy. I mean, like you put us to shame with the
Don't
Indiana
worry,
facts.
I will let it be known that you know those facts as well. You won't get away with it. Okay?
Tell you
You
right now,
won't get
Wa
it.
moved to the Midwest, honey. She became queen over there, honey. It's like she like ruled over the land. She knows the history. She's like, my people, and I'm like, okay.
Take it back immediately. Jean Marie, remove that as well. No,
I
just
think
kidding,
I
just
think we
kidding.
should not put up this episode. I'm just kidding. I said stuff earlier, like I said stuff earlier that I want you to cut out anyway. Like we're gonna have to really fine tooth comb this episode. I'm like
I'm not
so
doing it.
sad
I'm
people.
not editing it. You better tell Jean Marie. You're gonna call it out when it happens. So they go apple picking, and when Brandy finds out that what's her face left her ailing, delicate mother, she gets sad and cries and hugs her. And then she's like, oh, Clayton says to his sister that, or doesn't say, but he's like, hey, how did you get pregnant with the baby when you lived with mom? And Brandy's like, we did it doggy style. That's how we did it. And Clayton's like,
Like
ew.
this. I said face down, ass up. That's the
That's
way
the
we
way
like
you
to
like
fuck.
the fuck. And so
The
Clayton
mom,
was like,
what's that?
ew.
What's that? Oh, what's that noise? Oh, what's that? The mom, every time the mom hears sex noise, she knows a grandchild's on the way.
Oh my
Every time a
gosh.
bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Yeesh.
Every time there's sex noise, the grandma hears, oh, that's one less room that I can fill full of my goodies.
Jesus
My goodies.
Lord. That's not my goodies.
I don't remember looking at any of the apples they picked.
They were green? I don't know. Apple picking seems like such a waste of time. I don't like
No, I
baked
love it.
fruit.
Oh, I love apples. I love right now in my life, like in the mothers around me, if you can get this, or if there's any of this on you, get an envy apple. These envy organic, if you can get an organic envy apple. I usually only eat Fiji apples, but these envy apples are unbelievable. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, so they have he wants to sequester Annalie away so that he can try to have sex with her because it's been a month. And he says they've built everything back that they've lost except for the sexual part of it. And so he sets up this very sad looking, I mean, the room is, I mean, it is sad. It is like a sad little double tree in the middle of like Arizona sad. I mean, maybe it's like a quintana. It's not even a double tree. It's not even a place where they give you a warm cookie, man. It's like a quintana. Maybe it's like I don't know what it is. It's like the sad little room. There's no artwork on the wall. It's like extra space in there. It's a sad little hotel room that he's put some sad little LED candles in. And he's just sitting there with his sad little outside jeans on, sitting in that bed, trying to look like sexy. And she's like, what's happening? And he like gives her like a fake, a little sad massage to try to get her in the mood.
Mm-mm.
And honey, she's not in the mood. She's like, no,
She is
sex
not
for
in
you.
the mood.
Not mood.
She's like, I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
Again.
Yeah, me too. Right now in this moment. And he's like, no, I'm not into it. And I'm not into it. And like, it's the whole, I mean, I'm gonna say it again, sad. And she's just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And he's like, you know what blue balls is in their confessionals? And she's like, no, I don't know what that is. And like, it's a lot.
He says he doesn't even call them blue balls at first. It's like, you know what blue nuts are? And we're like, no, bitch, what are blue nuts? Are they blue diamond almonds in a blue bag? Because I'll tell those are blue nuts. Blue balls is something quite different, asshole. Anyway.
And it's not even real. Like, I mean, how old fashioned is he? Like, no one says blue balls anymore. And if they do, kick them out of your bed immediately. There's no such thing as blue balls. Because guess what? Go into the bathroom and jack off.
Yeah,
and your blue balls will be solved.
Blue balls means say
it's
yes
rapey.
so I don't have to rape you.
Yeah, it's rapey. So, Clayton cannot be trusted.
Wow.
All right, cool cats and kittens. Remember that?
Yes.
God, that was like a time. Wasn't that a time? Remember, I was always in the hammock. Remember those days?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, my loves, we shall let you go. Thank you so much for being on a course with us. If you want to, please join us on our social medias. We are at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties on Twitter/X. We have a Facebook group, the DocuSweeties Podcast Facebook group. And if you haven't yet, give us 5 stars. Finally, we've been showing our faces the whole time to you. Do you want to see them? Do you want to see the faces? How?
You can do so by joining us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. You get a live every first Mondays of the month, as well as exclusive content. So if you have the extra, Dolores, and you would like to, support your girls, you can do so by joining us there. Again, patreon.com/DocuSweeties, $10 a month. But if you can't, please join us on also social medias. Okay, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.